Yeah, we are live.
Hello.
On. How is everybody?
I'm chilling. Another wonderful, beautiful day. I woke up this morning, I think. So
You think? Are we talking to Wise as Ghost?
I might be in the Matrix.
Hey, here we go. So,
But everything is everything. Everything is cool. What about you, young ladies?
I just got back from vacation.
That's what's up. How did you enjoy your vacation?
I did. It was my first time being solo in a foreign country.
That sounds like fun.
interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, I didn't do anything. I didn't have any inappropriate hookups. I did not get drunk and sloppy in a pub. I was pretty much like a little
You
tourist.
stayed alert and on guard.
Not really. It was like, I don't know. I didn't look like, I mean, some guy stood there, like, after having a drink or two with me, kind of stood there like I was going to ask him to go somewhere with me, but I wasn't feeling it. I was like, he was nice enough, but, mm, when some
That
other guy,
sounds
the
interesting.
second word out of his mouth is like, are you staying at a hotel nearby? Yeah, I'm staying at a nice hotel very nearby. You ain't going to see it, but
Right.
yeah. but,
So, how was your day, Wise?
My day was beautiful. I was doing my workout, my physical therapy and stuff, and then just getting ready to drive you ladies crazy.
Yeah,
So
because you was texting me today while I'm at work. Come on, give me the title and give me everything that I need for the day. And it's like,
that's right. You know me. I like to be prepared.
yes. So in
preparation is everything.
yes, so in light of preparedness, this topic tonight is near and dear to me because if Mr. Williams was on, or if he chimes in anytime tonight, you know, we're talking about tonight. Can you be a boss as a woman and go home, be submissive, be equal partner, be whatever, and tone that down for the house?
hmm
Do
No,
you think no? You think no? For real?
yeah,
You
I
Oh,
don't.
I'm gonna have fun with this one.
having
I
fun with this
do
one tonight?
not think that. I don't think that a man will take you seriously if you. I don't think he'll believe your role out in the world if you go home and become wifey. And trust me, I did that. I was out in the world. I was making money. I was making moves,
Right.
and there was like dinner on the table every night, like 10, 12 meals a week.
You had
hmm
dinner on the table. You
I
were making the meals, or the husband was making the meals.
I went out in the world when I went out and I had a career like top of my game more than almost any woman in my capacity.
Hmm.
And then when he got home, I like up to the kitchen chopping. We didn't eat no frozen food. We didn't eat no takeout. And
That,
he just
listen,
stopped being
listen.
even nice to me. His level of expectation was on a 90. And my side gig, oh, you're busy with the house. You don't need a side gig. No, you know what I don't need? I don't need you.
Oh, and we're off. And we're off.
Yeah,
All the money
I
because
don't
so
need
that he doesn't see you at work, so you can be both. So let's talk about me, for example.
yes, you for example, like he's seen you be boss.
He seen me be boss, and his part-time job now is at my job, so I am his boss during when he's at work with me at his part-time gig, and then he says I'm the boss at the house, and then when he's not at the job, then I am the boss at the job. So, you know, can I be submissive? I try to be. For me, for me, I feel like um there are times where I am tired and I just want the decision making to be on someone else. For me, I do feel like um it's just this thing where, you know, I want my man to step up because I've been the boss all day long. I want to just relax, sleep, whatever, and whatever happens. Now, do I cook, clean, all that? Do I do my wifely duties? Yes, I do. But can I be submissive? There's some days I can, because I just don't want to do it.
All right.
Okay, Wise. Here we go. I see you like your brain is thinking, you're busting out. But listen, we've been debating for years. Bring it on.
Bring it
No,
on.
see, this one isn't even a debate. I
Okay.
don't look at it like a woman has to be submissive. I look at it like we're partners. Now you could be boss, you could boss everybody the fuck all you want at work. That's your job. When you
Mhm.
come home, this is some other shit. We're equal. And we have to sit there and we have to make decisions equally. We have to do things equally. Now, to what you were saying, Barbara, earlier, I'm sorry, you was fucking with a dunce because he didn't respect what you was doing, and he didn't. I guess he had a problem in being a man. Like, I can't feel no way because you make more, you have a different job. Being a man isn't only about the money and stuff like that. It's about how we work together. So if we're a couple, you shouldn't have to come in and submit to me. You should come in and we should be equally yoked together. We work on things together and make sure our household is running correct. That's it.
And the other thing, when you aren't submissive to a man, they get this emotionally withholding thing. Like, they assume that they're going to be the leader. The leader of what? What fucking army am I?
You're in the army of wise. Because all right,
Am I
this
now?
may, this may sound a
I
little
have
old
alcohol and I know how
fashioned.
to use it.
This may sound little old fashioned, but I do believe the man should be the leader of the household. But with as I'm the leader of the household, I'm also discussing everything with my wife. I'm also making sure we're on the same page. I'm not just going to say, oh, this is what we're doing. Fuck what you want. You don't have no say, because to me, that doesn't make any sense. But I was brought up, the man is the leader of the household. He guides the house. The woman makes sure the house is ran correctly, but we work together. To me, that's a strong marriage. That's a strong relationship, doing things together. But someone takes the lead, and I was just raised as the man takes the lead.
No, I get it. I was raised in like the two-parent household, and my mom always she always worked, she always cooked, she always did the right thing, and she gave us an excellent example. And my sisters and I talk about that a lot. But my dad made it no uncertain terms that he was the leader of the family, but she was the boss.
We're
And
losing Barbara.
it was equally besides making sure that there was like food on the table and the mortgage got paid and blah blah blah, my mother came first. She was his first priority. We were priority, but she was his priority.
And I feel like, you know what, traditionally that's how it should be. I feel like it should be your wife. If you have spiritual faith, it should be God, your wife, children, work, or work, children, however that works in your brain. But some people don't believe that.
You see what my boy Whitehead said? A king is
King
nothing
is
without his
nothing
queen, and
without
that's right.
Yeah, and
That's right. It's an understanding. You got to work together.
And I agree. I agree with that. I agree with working together. Um, it's funny because I see like in relationships, like long lasting relationships, like before my kid's grandmother died, um, she was the mouthpiece of the house,
Uh-huh.
but believed that man had some say. Believe he was in the background having to say, doing what he had to, do, or saying what he had to say with whatever topic was on the table. So he let her be the mouthpiece, but he was definitely leading. And he would always say, you know what? She's the boss. But, you know, what do you think of that wise where, you know, a man feel like the woman is the boss in the house and he has her back?
I kind of agree with that. I kind of agree because I really do believe most women run the house. The man sets the rules most times, and the woman makes sure everything runs the way it has to run. But now, like I said, I go to that. Even though I believe that, I also believe we're not in 1943 anymore, and there's no gender roles like there used to be. Um, so
yeah,
my thing,
there's no gender roles
right? There's no
happening.
gender roles, but I still feel that the man is the head of that household, and
Well,
that's
let me say this. We've talked about this.
right. Me and you go
Rachel, I agree because I am a woman of faith. And it says someone has to lead. He is right. He leads, but it's a servant leader and loves as Christ loved the church. My pastor says, really, the guy has the bigger job. And because I've been raised in church since I was knee high to the duck, that's how I believe it. That's how I kind of believe. But let's talk about these gender roles for a second.
uh-huh.
I do believe though I'm very girly. Y'all know this.
Yeah, you're a
I
punk,
do
but go
believe
ahead.
there are some things. What you said?
I said you're a punk, but go ahead. With
Well,
with certain things, with
yeah,
certain things, you don't
right,
want to do that, the garbage and stuff like that. I know that.
right. And me and hubby been talking about stuff like this where I don't want to take out garbage. Now, if he's not in the house, I'm not gonna let's get it straight, people. If he's not home, he's away or whatever, I'm taking out the garbage. My house ain't gonna stink. However, right. However, if he's home, then I think he should take out the garbage. I do 99% of the cooking. And if I'm not cooking, I am going to order a meal and make sure he eats. So
Right.
he's never going to go a day without eating. I do pack his lunch for work. I do all of those things. And then um, I don't feel like I should touch the car. I feel like he should make sure my car is running and in decent and in order for when I get in it. I don't feel like I should be under nobody's damn hood or fixing nobody's tire.
Okay, but see now, let me speak on that.
Okay.
I guarantee this is a conversation you and Kev had a long time ago.
We talk about this a lot,
Right.
because You know, it's funny because marriage, you're still learning. You're still like,
No, you're always
you're
learning each
always
other.
learning. You're always learning. You're always talking. It's always, um, Rachel, I think we can say there is no gender roles, but if you really look, most people still believe in gender roles, but it has definitely evolved since women joined the workforce. I agree with that.
Right. But
No,
see,
I
my
think
thing, my
there just doesn't have to be gender roles. If say like say my niece is a doctor
Ooh,
and her man is just not ever going to make that kind of money.
okay.
And they have a kid with special needs.
Mm,
mhm.
Somebody's got to be watching the switch. And you know what? It does not have to be her. And some guys, Rachel said, some guys are better cooks. I know a lot of guys that cook. My brother-in-law, my one brother-in-law is a much better cook than my sister.
my brother-in-law is a great cook as well. He cooks and he cooks a lot. But my husband, he wasn't in on that when when they was teaching the brothers how to cook and stuff.
Well,
My husband wasn't there.
your brother Wise can throw down in the kitchen.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
so me, myself, and a friend of mine was talking about this earlier today,
Hmm.
and she was saying, it comes down to basically what you said. I'm a person. I like cooking. I'm that guy that likes cooking. I don't mind cleaning the house, stuff like that. So I don't feel that has nothing to do with a gender role. But I also look at it like when you first, I ain't gonna say the first week you start dating, but when
Right.
you're dating someone, you talk about these things.
Yes.
And I'm a person, as much as I don't mind cleaning, I don't want to clean no one's toilet. I don't know what it is. It's just something about me. I don't want to clean the toilet.
I forgot that about you.
Yeah, see, I spoke about that. But I'll do everything else. I'll wash the dishes, I'll clean the floor, I'll do whatever.
But here's the thing, to me, what was once considered gender roles, to me, is just like everybody chipping in to do
Right.
something in the house.
It goes to what we always say. Not happy wife, happy
Happy,
life. It's
happy.
happy spouse, happy house.
Right.
So if we're doing things together
Right.
and if we're rocking out together, that makes their home happy. So like you said, your niece is a doctor and she's making twice as much as me. If I gotta stay home, I gotta stay home and take care of the kid because we're saving money on one level, and then on the next level, um, I look at it like, all right, we're saving money, but whether you're a doctor, a lawyer, an astronaut, whatever the hell you are, you still got to give one another respect.
Yeah.
So as long as she respects me and she knows that me staying home still isn't easy because
No, it's not.
Not.
a housewife, a
Right.
house husband, whatever the hell you want to call it, that's not an easy job. You still got a lot of things to do. You
And
still
let me
have
tell you, with my bonus baby being special needs, just even with that, and then you have a special needs baby on top of that, it's a lot of work.
right.
No,
It's
and you
not
know how many appointments? I mean,
Especially if it's in the beginning
in the
stages.
beginning, there's 97 appointments. I used to do intake for early intervention. Mother of pearl. These people had 17 appointments with me before they even saw a doctor.
and my girl Liz said together forever. and that's what it's about. It's about making sure, you
There's,
know, my
you
favorite
know,
word.
it's for a season or for a reason.
You know my favorite word. I love saying yoked. We have to make sure we're yoked. And if you're both on the same level as far as you're thinking, I'm not saying you're going to agree with everything all the time, because
No,
you're never going to get any marriage, any relationship, any friendship that you're going to agree about everything.
well, that's true because we've been debating for years.
Yeah, me and you've been debating for like 20 years now. But you understand where I'm coming from.
Of
I
course.
understand where you're coming from, and we respect each other.
Yeah,
And in that same conversation I had earlier, I was telling the young lady, me being a level 3, when I was the boss in the building, I wasn't the type that was like, "We're gonna do this. This is how you're gonna do it." No, that's, to me, that's not a good boy. Well, I took control. I took
yeah,
control,
yeah.
but I still would speak to the people that were under me and get their opinion. Now, at the end of the day,
And that's how
I
me and you
know,
got close.
right, I know shit falls on me, so I had to do things the way I felt it needed to be done. But like, it's no dictatorship. It was no dictatorship. We have, and that's how it is in
That's
in
the
a
most important thing that you have to realize is that it is no dictatorship. There is nobody in a marriage that gets to make the decisions for everyone. Because if somebody thinks that they make the decisions for everyone, then that marriage is like corrupt.
right.
Great.
And we're
And like
talking
I
about
said,
marriage. There's lots of people that aren't married, and you got somebody thinking that they make the decisions. And that's just like stupid.
but even with that, like when you're just dating, we both make the decisions. We both, when we're going into a marriage, especially, we both have to sit and decide what's best for us. And even with that, I'm not going to say you're going to agree all the time. But
Oh,
now
no.
this is where logic has to come in. If me and you are trying to get a house, and you say, "Oh well, I want to buy a Maybach," and I know we need this money for the house, why are we getting a Maybach right now? Maybe you could just get a Benz.
You, first of all, if you buy a Maybach before you own a home, you're an asshole.
There's a lot of assholes in this world. We know that.
I'm saying,
We've worked with many.
just saying, there's a level of vehicle that if you're buying or leasing that before you buy a home, and yeah, I know this sounds mad judgmental, but like if you are leasing or paying, like making the payments on a new luxury car, when you could be putting that money toward a mortgage, then you're just a dummy.
Right, yeah, but
So,
yeah, that's cool.
do you believe
I believe a lot of things.
that a woman could come home and just not make any of the decisions
But why would
because
you
she's the
want?
boss at home? Because meaning not all day long. I mean, like just come home and be like, you know what? I'm handing the reins over to you. You got this.
If she
But
respects you, yes. If she doesn't respect you, fuck no. Period. You know, we both know some women that I think at home, at work, they could be a hell of a boss. They could whatever, whatever, and then they go home and they still don't want to give up the reins because they don't respect who they're with.
true.
Now, if you respect that person, if you cherish that person, you're willing to compromise and you're willing to talk things out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the important thing. Everything that, to me, the most important part of any relationship is the selflessness and the compromise.
Oh God, yes. Yeah.
And you talk it out. You talk it out because, first of all, like you said, your ass was working hard all day, barking orders, doing whatever you had to do. Why do you want to go home and go through that?
And I don't like I come home, I will cook my husband food. I will do that. And after that, it's like I just want to decompress and allow him to do what he got to do in the house or whatever like that. I don't want to be the boss 24/7. I
But
don't.
let me ask you, Sean, if Kev was a person that cooked, wouldn't sometimes you would want to come home and have that meal already hooked up?
But of course,
Right. And
course.
this is what I'm saying. In that situation, that's where I'm like, yo, whether she's a boss or not, it would be nice for her to come home to a nice cooked meal, relax, have her little mimosas sitting out waiting for her.
Hell, I would even go a little further to say because I work so hard throughout the day, then sometimes I should come home to that because I'm working. When you're a boss, I don't care. I don't care if you're the manager at the Piggly Wiggly. Managing other people is very difficult.
Tell me about it.
This is what I think. I like to cook. I will come home and I will really throw down. But if
Right.
a variety of rooms. But anyway, but my thing is, do not cook for me if I have to clean up after you.
All right, we're fighting.
That is
That's good.
some
We're fighting.
kind of bullshit.
Why?
Wait, so you're saying if he
Nobody
cooked-
cleans up after me when I cook. I
You
clean
should clean up after you when you cook. Whatever motherfucker you are with should clean up.
No,
You cook.
right in the kitchen. You need to be someplace else. It could be the living room. It could be the dining room. It could be the
so
fucking.
then you believe in gender
Oh,
roles.
so you don't want nobody to clean up after you.
But then she believes in gender roles. Because if you believe you should be in there
No,
cleaning up
I
after
don't
you
believe in
cook,
gender roles per se. Per se, I believe for me, cooking is a creative outlet. I'm a very creative cook. You could get anything. Like you could get any kind of cuisine, whatever. I'm good. If it takes under an hour, I will make it from scratch, no problem, and I will clean as I go. But I do not want you to say, "Oh, baby, I'm cooking a meal for you." Use every pot, pan, dish, spatula, and fork in the kitchen and expect me to clean up after you. Because to me, that's the worst part of gender roles. It's the same thing as if I'm painting or sewing or crocheting. I start, I finish, I put it away. If you are going to cook for me, you start, you finish, you clean, you put it away.
but if
All right.
so, like I have a dishwasher.
Uh-huh.
So you're saying like, okay, if let's just use the people right here on this panel. So you and Wise is together. If Wise cook, you feel like you shouldn't put the stuff in the dishwasher, or vice versa? You feel like that's the person that the cook should have done that?
If we have this conversation before and we establish that if I cook, Wise is going to load the dishwasher. And if he cooks, I'm going to load the dishwasher. Then, yeah, I have to go. I have to go with that. That is the agreed upon.
Now, so I believe that if you you're cooking or you're doing something, should you clean up after yourself? Yes. But do I believe that it should be a rule? Like, no. Like, whatever the way the wind sways in the house, if one day I cook and the dishes in the sink and you pile it in the dishwasher and, all's well as ends well, it's no harm, no foul.
Well, I was always a little different.
What you think?
I always was in a situation where if I cook, you putting away the dishes, you cleaning it up, blah 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 blah. If you cooked, I'm putting away the dishes, I'm cleaning up. But like Barbara said, if you have that conversation beforehand and it's understood, I wouldn't have no problem with it.
What's understood don't need to be explained.
Right, because now I know. I know.
I cook and you're downstairs watching the Yankee game.
Uh-huh.
While I'm washing the dishes night after night after night. Then when you cook, it shouldn't be some fucking ceremony where the food gets put on the table and I have to restore the kitchen back to something that looks like human.
I understand that. I understand that.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I get that.
Like, yeah, by the time I'm finished doing the last dish, Aaron Judge has hit his 99th home run of the season. Because nobody tears up a kitchen like a grown man. I'm sorry. And that is really that's a very gender normative, wrong thing to say. But it is the truth. Sorry.
But I kind of agree. Man, we know how to throw down in the kitchen and clean up and do what we got to do. But my thing is, like I said, everything has to be discussed. Everything has to be broken
everything
down.
Is communication. To me,
right.
Everything should be communication.
So the whole boss lady shit, it's all good. I don't like it. It all comes down to respect to me. If you respect that man, you're gonna work with that man. You're gonna go hard. If you don't respect him, you don't give a damn what he thinks. So that don't matter whether you're a boss or not, because you just don't respect this person. Now, if you say you're a principal of a school and you're messing with a janitor, you know this motherfucker's a janitor. So it was your choice to mess with a janitor. So don't come at that person sideways now, because that was your choice. That was your choice. So we all make choices. If I'm a CEO and I'm messing with a female that works at Wendy's and she's the drive-through person, I know who she is. But let me tell you one of the biggest things also, and this isn't fair, I don't think. Things are looked at differently when it comes to a man making less than a woman than it is with a woman making less than a man. I think it's more acceptable in society.
Oh yeah, no,
if you're a big CEO and your wife is an ex-stripper and she's a dancer or whatever.
I'm an ex-stripper.
but if you are a CEO of some company and your husband now was a garbage man, or your husband was an ex-stripper, they're looking at you like, what you're doing. And that's not right.
I agree with that.
But like I said, this is the society we are in. And this is the way people are. So everything, once again, comes down to respect and how you perceive the situation, how you see the person you're dealing with, how much you really care about that person. Because if you're dealing with someone and that person is always uncomfortable in their situation, there's a problem in that household. And something's gonna go awry very soon. So that's one of the biggest issues. And then you gotta non-forgiving motherfucker like me. So if I'm dealing with a woman like that,
And
it's a wrap.
sometimes me, so I get it.
I think what is forgiveness should be our next topic.
Oh my
That's,
God.
I love
We
Yeah,
could
that.
do that.
I
because
love that
now
because
listen to what I'm thinking. Because
God is going to say nothing is forgiveness.
there are traditional gender roles, and then there is the traditional forgiveness role.
I don't believe in forgiveness, but we could talk about that next. I'm down for that.
Yeah,
I'm down. That's
because
going to be a great topic.
Yes,
you are never expected to forgive,
I won't.
and nobody's going to ask you to.
No, people expect you to. There's
Yes.
people that really expect you to forgive. They could do whatever they want to do, and they're gonna
But
be like,
women are
"Oh,
That's how
always,
you create boundaries.
I made a mistake."
always expected to forgive.
Right,
You
and
said who?
Women are always expected to forgive.
yes, they are. Yes,
You
they
know,
are.
kind of like, oh, she cheated on me. And every friend he has perceives her as like dead and going to hell.
I would.
And then a woman, oh, her husband cheated, but they're working out. Oh, she's a dummy, but God bless her.
She is a dummy. She is a dummy. If you allow him to do it, he's gonna keep doing it. So, but let's save this to the next one. Let's not
Oh,
get off this
he
topic.
didn't go to counseling. Like that's some kind of fucking magic bullet. How's that for a gender
I
role?
got a magic bullet for them, but let's stay on this topic. The gender role.
Let's get back to the
That's the next one.
Really bad.
That's the next one.
Right.
Definitely. But all right. So Sean,
Yes.
you a boss. You
Mhm.
run the daycare. You're in charge of shit. But when you come home, you know how to ease back. You know, I know you know how to ease back. You're still a strong. It's a difference between being a strong person, speaking up and stuff like that, and knowing when you're not at work, you're at home dealing with a relationship.
Well, that's true. That's true.
And I
That
know you
part
know
of
those
me-
differences. Right.
Yes, that part of me is very true.
Right.
I will ease back because one like I said, like I was groomed that the man is the head of the household. I was groomed, you know, whether my mom, I told y'all before, my mom raised her daughters, get up, you serve your man plate, you do this, you do that, whatever, whatever, whatever. So it's been instilled in me, that you serve your man. You serve your man. So I do that, church wise, been in church knee high to a duck, you know, they feel like the church I grew up in was apostolic faith. Same kind of thought. You are the man is the head, you're to obey, and that's where that whole thing come from in the vows and all that other stuff. Zapata, where you been? Where you been? Welcome.
Our boy
Yeah.
Zapata is back. That's what's up.
Right.
But even with that, like I've seen your journey,
Mhm.
and knowing your journey and knowing the type of person you are, I know you could step back because I've seen you step back. You've always had a strong personality.
Yes.
You've always been a strong person, but I also saw you step back. All right, you want to take the lead, Negro? Go ahead, do your thing. But when you have to speak up, you know how to speak up,
But if he fucks up,
right, and do what
gonna
you
be some
do.
smoke in the city.
Right. And that's the thing. Like with me, like I feel if I'm dating someone and she's a boss at work, that's your job. Do everything you got to do at the job.
Mhm.
But when we get away from that job, you're whoever you are, and I'm wise. And we're on the same playing field. So
Right.
let's work at it like that. Like I have dated women that were bosses at their job. And when we were hanging out, we were doing whatever we were doing. It wasn't like on no, oh, I'm in charge. Come on, stop. Like you already know I'm not having that.
But you
But
know why I think I also, it's so funny. I just thought of this. It's so funny. I think I also attract traditional men.
I think so.
So because I attract, I think thinking about it right now, all the men I've dated have always, and my husband is funny because his brother's here. He just retired from the Navy. He was like, "Yo, Kev is a man's man," and I attract men like that. I attract men. One time we was on a date, right? It's so funny. The false prophet. Me and the false prophet was on a date.
Uh-huh.
And Barbara, yeah, we gotta fill Barbara in about the false prophet.
The false
So
prophet was funny.
so we was on a date. And you know how you just look at the receipt or whatever?
Hmm.
Like my intentions wasn't to pay. We were on a date. But I just looked at the receipt and he had a fit. You're not the man. I'm the man. You never pay. You never touch a bill. You never touch. So I think in my journey, as why I said, I've dated all of these traditional men that instill certain things in me alongside of my mom and church that makes me this traditional type girl. I mean, he had a whole fit at the table. Like I was sitting there like,
Well, he was
okay.
an emotional brother anyway, so don't get me
And a
started with
Gemini.
him.
Shout out to y'all Geminis, but y'all be
Don't get me started with that one. That was an
right,
emotional.
right, right.
He was a
So
mess.
I think that's what that was as well.
I'm happy
Where
you grew out of that clown.
yeah, of course, but of course, but like, and the clown before Kev,
Mm.
very
Oh,
traditional,
but
very
see, all right.
traditional like
Let me
that.
give you something. Let me give you some game about those very traditional men.
Come on,
Those
Well,
same.
he wasn't traditional. He was a fake traditionalist.
There you go.
He was
There
a
you go.
fake
They're
go
talking
traditionalist.
ahead.
that traditional
He
shit
was
because they got
he,
agendas behind it.
he needed Sean to serve him.
Right.
But then
Right.
when he didn't need her to serve him, or when he had his mama to serve him, not
Hmm.
names or say anything, but you know who I'm talking about. Um, Sean could kick rocks,
Right,
and he didn't even know what he was missing. That's like a fucking hot dummy right there.
but he didn't. But then he
He
did
did some
because
nice
then
things.
when I got married, he
That
cried
motherfucker
like a
cried.
baby.
Right. That motherfucker
He
cried.
cried
So,
like a baby. I thought I was on
He
punked.
cried like a washed up crocodile.
but
Like I thought I was on punked. He cried so hard. I was like,
let me tell you something about that. Like I said, a lot of these so-called traditional men, they got their agenda, and they do things with purpose. And
mm-hmm.
it's like, oh, you never have to pay a bill. What if you wanted to pay the dinner tab? What if that made you feel good that night? Like, oh, he did something special and you wanted to do something special. But dudes like that, to me, they're lacking in that self-esteem.
That
They
man
always feel
told
they
me.
have to.
I agree with that because that man told me, the false prophet we're on. He told me even if it's my birthday, yeah, you'll take me out, you'll pick the restaurant, you'll do all of that, but at the end of the night, I still pay. Like that's how he wanted to do the relationship. So it was kind of like, all right, whatever. So yeah, that's why he's named a false prophet at this point.
He's a false prophet because he's a cornball. But back to our
Here's
topic.
the thing too.
Hmm?
that's the other thing too. When you have traditional gender roles, but you got a guy that does not understand, that wants it to go one way and doesn't understand why it has to go the other way, that's when things get sticky. And that's when a lot of women just are like, fine, I only make like X amount of money less than you. I can take care of myself and I'm just going to move along. Like, I don't need to plan a future with you because you're not planning a future with me.
Right.
They also don't understand why women want you to take them out. Like, we're in a long-term relationship. We should, on date night, we should be ordering Chinese food and like watching a pay-per-view. And it's like, no, you're stupid.
Not you stupid.
Like, no, you're stupid. That's fine. There's a time and place. Especially, you want to make a picture of cocktails or some sangria and watch a movie. Or in some cases, even though it's 100 degrees outside, light a roaring fire and lay on the bearskin rug. Not to name names again. But anyway, those things are romantic. But the traditional guy that expects you to do X and Y and Z, he's going to understand the whole value of taking you places. That's like money in the bank. Taking your woman, being that guy that takes his woman to this place and that place and this experience and that experience and this restaurant and that place for dessert, that's putting money in the bank.
A lot of men don't understand that.
A lot of men.
We need to watch this podcast.
Come on, people.
We're here. We're here to fix it.
Oh.
But like I said, at the end of the day, it's how you two work things out. And everybody.
Zapata better stop it. He said, "Does White Castles count?"
Zapata, I like White Castle. I really like,
but not as no date.
No, and it's fine as part of a date.
Hold up, a man can't take you to White Castles on a date
at night after you went to dinner at like
a date, a real date.
Right?
No, part of the date. Part of the date.
The date. Like, you've been in the city, you went to dinner, you went to the.
Say you passing by a White Castles,
and then you're coming back home.
I mean, yeah, part of the date. Nightcap. So y'all saying the nightcap is White Castle?
Right. White Castle's an excellent nightcap.
Like a snack.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
And you got that, like, I got it, a little something.
Because after White Castles, you're going to run home to the bathroom anyway.
So you're going to take your pants off. You might as well have a purpose.
But that, okay, I won't even say what I was going to say.
I stumped you.
Not be able to talk? Did that just happen?
What happened?
I said, did she just make you not be able to talk? Did that?
No, because I'm trying to keep it straight. But White Castles.
Say what you feel. This is why we're here.
White Castles is it's not a date. It's a stop off before the stop off. Right.
It could be a stop off on your way to go somewhere. On your way into the city. On your way to go out east.
But you know what?
Like Jersey or.
I agree with that. But I got to put this saying out because I believe this saying so truthfully. Like, I believe it now, even in my own marriage. A woman will be submissive to a man who truly knows how to lead.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. If
a woman will definitely soften. She will soften herself. She will give you the reins. She will do all of that. if you know what true leadership is. And to me, leadership isn't always, I'm going to pay all the bills, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Like, to me, leadership is, that Bible scripture. And I had this as a part of my wedding. Love is patient, love is kind.
Everybody has
Love
that
is
before their wedding.
right. Like, I had it, coming down the aisle on the thing. Like, because it's like, when you lead with love, when you lead with patience, when you lead with kindness, and it's not boastful, it's not all of these things, then it can allow a woman to soften herself, to then allow you to be the leader.
If a man gets you to the point where you don't have any worries, like you don't have to worry about things. If a man gets you to that point where there is no external stress in your life, especially if you're a boss lady,
Mhm.
you can just.
Let me tell you something too, man. If you get her to that place where there's no worries, and life
Happiness
life happens.
of this world.
You said what?
Your level of happiness will be out of this world.
And your coochie coupons will go up enormously.
It will be drop trow whenever you want. Quick,
Stop, drop, and roll type action.
Oh my God, like down in the laundry room, just like nothing tumbling in the dryer, but you'll be tumbling all over.
Y'all talking that shit. You should be tumbling all over no matter what anyway.
No.
But they get men forget.
Why do men think that?
Because
you should be giving it up to your man.
There's
Yes.
physical foreplay, and more important than that, there is mental foreplay.
If you can mind fuck a woman, a smart woman,
between
then you got her.
Sean, I know that. I'm just saying, in a relationship, in love, it shouldn't be no, if you do this for me, I'm going to do this for me. No, I don't believe in that.
We're not even talking about quid pro quo. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about somebody making sure that your soul is settled.
Right.
Well, that's just a person treating you right.
Agree.
There's a whole lot of not treating people right out there in this world.
So you shouldn't be with that person.
I got a nice box in my heart.
You could sing Icebox, but am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
I'm not wrong.
You're not wrong.
I just don't go for the bullshit. Like,
one of the biggest things that makes this particular podcast work is that you and I are like the flip side of the same card.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you are done with it, you are done with it.
Right.
And there is some kind of, like, my nature is a little bit more forgiving.
Me too. I'll ride it till the wheels fall off. But when them bitches fall off, oh, please believe I will burn them.
Yes.
I ain't waiting for the wheels to fall off. I'm not waiting for the wheels to spin. I'm ghost.
No. I am a ride or die, but you're the one that's going to die.
Because you shouldn't have to. Damn,
nobody
I don't want to go off topic, but you shouldn't have to. What happened?
You shouldn't have to what?
You shouldn't have to die. Like the whole ride thing, you shouldn't have to die.
Right. The wheels shouldn't fall off. If a person is for you, they should want to rock with you. You shouldn't have to fight.
No. When the wheels fall off, everything, like Barbara said earlier, have a reason and a season, right? So everything do come to an end. Let's be real. Whether it's you died or the relationship died. If you died in the physical, it's over. If the relationship died, if it died in the mental, it's over. So everything comes to an end in life, period. So if the wheels fell off, that means, okay, it's done. It's done.
I hear you.
So that's when I say the wheels fall off, that's what I mean. Like there's a reason in season, and there's a time frame for everything. Either y'all gonna be together until you God take you home, or you're gonna be together until it no longer the relationship no longer serves you.
All right, let's go back to what we said. I'm gonna take it to 113. You remember the first floor principle?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think a person like that could go home and be submissive?
Yes, believe it or not.
No, no. See, I
Yes.
was going to agree with you
Mm-hmm.
because
Yes.
I studied that person and I saw some things. So I know,
Very, very much a girl.
right, and I know if she had the right person, the person she respected, she could go home, kick off those shoes, and be like, okay, cool.
Yep.
But there are a lot of women that can't do that. That can't just be like, all right, we need to.
Because one, and I'm not saying that it always is just straight I'm a boss, whatever. Some women operate in fear, insecurities, all of these things, so they have to be like feel like the boss everywhere they go. Let's think about the girl who was always the one starting the fights and was always aggressive and always this and always that. But when she was home, she's getting her ass beat.
Right. See, we understand that. Barbara understand that a lot of people don't get where a lot of people are coming from. You have people that are traumatized and they
Mhm.
were brought up a certain way.
Operating in fear.
Right.
Absolutely true. And that's part of the thing with,
Right.
I think, and this is not a knock against men, don't get me wrong, but I think that women are more likely to recognize their trauma and
I
address
agree with that. I agree with
I
that.
it.
don't.
Men are less likely to go to therapy or to sit down and seek what they
No, I
need
agree with that. I agree
in
with that.
themselves.
But a
Then,
man recognizes his trauma. I recognize my trauma easily.
but
I know exactly why I'm the way I am.
okay, recognizing it and
Self
doing something.
actualization and working through your trauma are two very different things.
That's what I was getting ready to
You
get at.
are self actualized.
Hold
Do
But
on.
you work? Do you recognize your traumas and say, you know what, I'm not going to act this way because I know I'm operating right now. I'm
from
operating in
a place
fear.
of hurt.
Right now, I'm operating in hurt. Right now, I'm operating in this. Like, do you do that?
Yes. But I also don't feel I'm operating in fear or nothing like that. I
If
don't.
you're icebox, the part of you is operating in fear.
No, no. If it comes down to, I just put everything in logic, and everything to me is in black and white. You know that. So,
Everything
like
is
I said, even when you say, like the icebox part, I'm like that because people do what they do knowing what they do.
but that came from that
That's
fear
their
is
problem.
fear is the learned behavior.
Yes, yes, it is. But what do that have to do? Like I said, if you're dating someone and they cheat on you, is that your fault?
No, hell no.
They know what they're doing.
Agreed.
So why am I cool with that? No, you got to go. That's
Just
not being an ice box. That's being, to me, that's
that's
being
being true to
logical.
yourself. I agree with that.
Right.
I agree with
I'm
that.
looking at that. That's like extreme. It's somewhere in the middle.
What's in the middle? So you're saying if I'm dating a woman and she's texting the next dude and flirting, I'm supposed to be like, oh. She was
So I
disrespectful
feel
and
this is what I
flirting.
think, and I might shock you a little bit. I might add some shock value to you
Go
tonight.
ahead.
Because I've done a lot of work on myself,
Uh-huh.
sometimes I do believe that when people now, do I think that if somebody is texting and you're in a relationship and they're texting the next person, do I believe they have malice intentions? Yeah. But sometimes those people, that's what self sabotaging is about. They know
Okay.
they got something good and they still do it because they operating in fear because of some other trauma that happened before, some other thing. That's why you have to heal. That saying, you got to heal before you deal.
Yeah, you gotta heal before you deal. That's
Because of the simple fact is, some people are not like, some people could very well know they got a good thing. Some people can, but because they have been hurt or because they think they're like, nah, I'm good. I'm not trying to feel this I'm in love type shit again and all this other stuff because I don't want to feel that again because I know I'm going to get hurt.
Okay.
So they'll do things, not to say they don't really want you, because I believe they do. But then it's almost like I'm a I'm a self sabotage this so that then I could put some distance. So then they're not feeling their fear, or they're not feeling what they're supposed to be feeling.
Okay.
Even
Now,
though they want the situation.
uh-huh. But now let me ask you something.
That
Because of course, we went off topic again, but that's what it is. In that situation, what responsibility is it of yours?
of whose? The
Of
opposing
yours.
person?
Of not of the person that's texting and doing all that. The person that they're dating. Like I said, I'm dating someone, they're texting someone.
It's not your responsibility at
Right.
all.
So bye. Where am I wrong in this whole situation?
Who said no? I don't think you're wrong.
No, you said I'm icebox. Where am I being an
You
icebox?
are. I tell
Where
you
you
that twice a week.
where are you being an icebox? If someone is unloyal and disrespecting you, why stay around?
I agree with that. I'm not thinking that hold on. I'm not thinking that you should stay where somebody's disrespecting you. That's not what I'm saying. You know, if just like let's just say hold on, my computer is doing something crazy. Let's just say that somebody came to you
Uh-huh.
and was like, "Listen, hello,
Yeah.
yeah, we're
okay,
here. Yeah.
okay, y'all are not okay. There you go. So say somebody came to you and like, listen, this is what I was doing, but I really want to be with you, and I'm gonna do what I gotta do to get help to fix myself
Mhm.
because there are grown people walking around who don't know themselves.
Okay. You already
And
know what I'm gonna say, Sean, but go ahead.
you get on my damn nerves.
No, you can give somebody. I believe that you can give somebody like conditional. We're gonna we're gonna work on it for this long, and be honest. Like if there's no measurable, because it's gotta be measurable.
Mhm. Okay. I I commend you guys. That's not in me. I'm sorry. If you fucked up, you fucked up. Bye.
Oh my lord, that is operating in fear.
Why is it? No,
Who hurt you?
That's operating
Yeah,
in
I was
respect.
just gonna say the same thing.
No,
Who
to me,
hurt
that's
you?
operating in respect for yourself.
Somebody hurt you.
No.
When we came on this earth, right?
Uh huh.
Just like we're saying that prejudice is taught, all of these things is taught, right? That whole thing that you feel, that's a learned behavior. Because you can't hate unless you know how to love.
Oh, I don't hate no one. I'm just saying I'm not going to accept anything from anyone. If I'm not doing it to you, you're not doing it to me. Now, if we say we got an open relationship, anything goes.
Well, that's true.
If we swingers, anything goes.
Not swingers.
If we swingers,
there are other ways to destroy a relationship other than infidelity. That's not.
Agreed.
No, 100%. And I'm not taking none of that other stuff. Like, I'm not saying anybody's perfect, because I'm not perfect. We could talk things out. But if I'm out there doing things that's detrimental to our relationship, I don't expect a person to be like, oh, well, that's wise being wise. It's all right. He's going to go talk to a preacher and we'll make it work. Nah, no. A priest? I don't know, whoever. A psychiatrist, whatever. But no, if you need to work on yourself, go work on yourself and find somebody else.
But what if you fell for that person?
I could fall for you, but once you broke that trust, it's no coming back. None. Sean, I've been the same for the last 20 years.
You have been. I agree.
I just feel respect is respect. And once you break that chain, there's no coming back. I'm sorry, because now I'm never going to trust you. That's it. I'm going to always look at you like you played yourself and you tried to play me. So, nope. Can't do it.
I agree with that.
You can't allow, I feel you can't allow nobody to play you. Like, nah.
No, I agree. You can't allow. I'm not thing, but I do believe also relationships work until it no longer serves you. And that's on both ends.
Right.
Because we are people, we're as of nature, it's like in our nature, it's like, oh, okay, if this no longer serves you a purpose or something of the sort, then you out.
But no, like I look at it like this. If we're saying we're trying to be in a committed relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before anything gets serious, we should have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
What you about, what you want, what you expect, what I'm about, what I want, what I expect. If I'm telling you, you know I'm a very loyal person.
Mm-hmm.
Friends and all that, like I'll ride for you. But even with friends, and not just in a physical relationship, even with friends, when you show me that you're not trustworthy, you're gone.
But I will say this about that whole thing, you saying people need to sit down and say what they want. So let's just say, going back to topic, right?
Right.
Let's just say I tell Kevin, you know what? I want to sit home. I want to be a stay-at-home wife, whatever like that. And I want you to, take care of the house or whatever like that. I sit home for 10 years. Then something in me say, I don't want that no more. People, what you want in your 20s is not what you want in your 30s.
Oh, no, that's 100%.
And that's why relationships and marriages that last all those years, they rode the waves of people changing.
All right. You could change. You could do certain things in life. You can't be unfaithful. You can't be disrespectful. You can't fuck over me. I shouldn't fuck over you. I should respect you. You should respect me. I look at it like this. Down the road, if I'm not what you want, tell me and go. If you're not what I want, I'm gonna tell you, and I'm going. One thing I would say about myself and my ex-wife, when shit got to that point, we had that conversation. This can't be worked out. This can't be worked out. I feel whatever way I feel. Now, you see, years after we divorced, we cool because it was no disrespect.
Right.
It was what it was. We couldn't grow as a couple. We couldn't make it as a couple. So I never felt no way because she was honest and real. I was honest and real. That's all I ask from anyone. Be honest, upfront, and real. Give me that choice. I'm gonna give you that choice, and that's it.
I agree with that. I agree with that. And, everything is about communication. And just because you are a boss today and, you know, and you're willing to go home and submit, or you willing to do this, you willing to do that, like I said, we have to come to the conclusion, like, pretty much people change. People change. Things change. Life happens.
Yes.
So if life is happening,
Uh-huh.
right? And one day I'm a boss. Say I'm a boss at home. I ran my own business, right?
Right.
That's not the same as being a boss on someone else's clock. So
True.
when I ran the daycare in New York, I was my own boss. I was on my own clock. I did what the hell I wanted to do, right? Now that I'm a boss here, I'm on
You have a
someone's
schedule.
clock. Say it
Mhm.
again.
You have a schedule now.
Now I have a schedule. So when I was home in New York and I could get to do what I want to do and cook, clean, blah, 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 even though I still cook and clean and stuff like that. Like my thing is now is like now that I'm on someone else's clock, now it's like I need that help. Oh Lord, here we go. Mr. Williams have arrived, y'all.
Mhm.
Here he go. I'm not the boss everywhere. I'm not. Sean is the clock. Really?
Showing it's on the clock.
Here we go. Here we go. Like, I mean, I just think that things change. Honestly, what I felt like I wanted, to be honest, I feel like what I felt like I wanted in 2020 is not even the same thing I wanted in 2022. It's just it just changes because people change, people grow, people this, people that. Like you have to really roll with the waves of relationships and stuff. Like it just
See, I
can't
understand that,
be.
but you
Because
keep
you
saying
earlier said things was in black and everything is in black and white.
no. You keep saying you got to roll with it.
You do.
What do you got to roll with? Do you
If
roll with
I'm
disrespect?
not, no, that's
Do you
not what
roll
I'm
with
saying.
dishonesty?
No, 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 no. That's not what I'm saying.
All right, so
I'm saying,
everything else
wait,
I can roll
listen,
with.
let me say what
Go
I'm.
ahead.
So what I'm saying is, if you're in a relationship and you are, and this is our back to the topic, like I said, 2020, 2019, I was a boss. I was on my own clock.
Right.
I cooked, I cleaned, I this, I that, I this. Listen, I'm like, yo, I am the one who is, no, don't laugh at Mr. Williams. He's crazy. I am the one who like is supposed to do these things. Now it's kind of like when I come home because I'm on somebody's clock, now it's like I do want him to help out. I do want him to help cook. I do want, because I clock in a lot of hours because now I'm the boss on someone else's dime, not my own.
Mm-hmm. But see, I can understand that. I can respect that. There's nothing wrong with that.
So when I say things change, relationships change. Just because, like, I feel like if I'm home, I did like so many roles since 2020.
Not Kevin.
Anybody who knows me don't believe that shit. So like I feel like even, I was my own boss, right? Then I came and I was home for a little while.
Uh-huh.
And I did believe my job. If I'm not on nobody's clock and, my husband is out making the money or whatever like that, I'm bringing in money. I'm always going to make money. Y'all know me. And I'm making money from my business that I got going on or businesses that I got going on or whatever like that. So it's like, but if I'm home, my job is to cook, my job is to clean, my job is to this. That's because I'm a traditional girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm at work, then I feel like we should.
Yo, he is off the chain.
What is wrong with you, sir? So it's like, that's what I think. I think that things change. So I was submissive at one point where I am traditional.
It's traditional.
I am traditional. Things was one way, now it's another. Now it's just the way the wind blows and the way life happens.
I agree with that, but what I'm saying, I don't mind change. There's nothing wrong with change. Everything I ever say when you call me Icebox is coming.
Only Icebox.
It's coming from a point of, I say everybody has to respect everyone. And if you respect,
but that goes without saying, though,
right?
bro.
So if you respect your significant other, you're not doing anything to hurt them. And if it comes down to that, bye. It shouldn't be, like I said, certain things you can't forgive people for.
So what are some of the things?
If you spend,
I want you to humor the world, because I need everybody to know why I love you.
On our next episode, we are going to hopefully get a list of all the unforgivable sins.
Right. I forgot we're talking about forgiveness in the next episode.
Yeah, we can hold that.
We can hold that. We can hold that.
The worst thing about...
Well, I don't really forgive, but in the next episode, I'll come up with something. Like, I think I can forgive you for, like, maybe overspending on the credit card, on the debit card.
What you said, Icebox? I'm sorry.
Overspending on the debit card. Things happen. Or if you lose the keys, you have an accident with the car. Stuff like that. Like, okay, that's cool. Certain stuff.
So if your mate was, as you said earlier, if your mate was texting another male.
Yes. Even female. It's 2023 almost. Like, you don't know what they're doing. So go ahead.
Wait, so if your girlfriend was like texting another female, is over?
Yeah. You saying sexually?
Yeah, whatever.
Hell yeah, it's over. If your man was texting another man, you would do it?
What'd you say, Barbara?
What if she was trying to procure a family treat?
If she was talking to me about it beforehand, sure. Then we could talk about it.
That's where I was getting at, Barbara. That's where I was getting at. That's where I was getting at.
But you still got to come.
Exactly where I was going.
You still got to come to me first. Like, what if I ain't into that?
Well, that's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true.
Okay, see, y'all can't get me. I'm wise. Y'all can't get me. I'm sorry. Because I might not. He said, "Blind wise."
Because, like, if
No,
you,
every dude ain't into that. I'm sorry, not every dude
that's
ain't into
true.
it.
That's
And let
true.
me tell you something. Sometimes when you bring that next one into your relationship, you fuck everything up. Things ain't never the same.
Oh yeah, no, I've heard that.
Uh-huh.
And the one story I have heard over and over and over again is a girl gets like a new fixed up set of titties and the man can't worship them for the goddess equipment that they are, and she finds somebody who will.
That's
Really?
some stuff.
That is a surprisingly common story.
Yep,
I'm
that's
going
some
to get
stuff.
like a lot of crap for that, but
That was a good try, Sean. That was a good try.
huh?
But it was a good try.
That was a good
But like
try.
I said, it's if she wanted to do that for me, let me know. You don't even got to tell me, oh, I'm going to do A, B, and C. You could talk and be like, well, have you ever? Because I have had a woman ask me, oh, have you ever thought about this, thought about that? So now that's the conversation. That's like you meeting a guy and he's bisexual and he doesn't tell you. And now he's like, well, you know, I want to bring somebody else into this. And a man walks up in your bedroom and that man wants him. How would you feel?
Oh no.
Okay, there you go. Conversation is the key to everything. I'm sorry.
Communication is the key to everything.
That's
agree
right.
with that. I definitely agree with that.
That's
Like,
right.
communication.
No, and I have to say that I'm probably like the worst communicator.
Really?
Yeah. I say it one time.
But you said it.
Say it one time.
You
If
shouldn't have to say it 50 times.
you're not listening.
Right. You shouldn't have to say it.
That's another relationship killer when the person is not listening.
Right. But
I say it one time in my indoor voice. And I
Mhm.
used to, when I was young, I would repeat it and start yelling and screaming. And I don't do that anymore. And that took a lot of work on my part. So now I'm going to tell you that one time that I don't like this and this should not happen in my presence anymore. If I have to tell you a second time, a third time, a fourth time, I'll be telling you from someplace else.
I could agree.
Happen.
but that's what it is. That's what it is. But my thing is, as I say every podcast all the time, everything comes down to communication and respect.
I agree.
Everything comes down to communication and respect. So you brought it to me and I threw it right back at you. I like that.
So now that and I like what you just said, that everything is down to communication and respect. So it is 8:23, and I have to do the mommy thing. So I was the boss thing. Now I got to do the mommy thing. So now that leads to next topic.
Next topic is
Forgiveness.
forgiveness. All right, y'all can lead on that one because you already know how I feel about that.
Why it's gonna be like, don't forgive shit.
That's right.
Fuck everybody who do
You're going
stupid
to learn that forgiveness has limits, even Mr. Wise.
What's my saying? God forgives. I don't.
And on that note, y'all, 2 weeks. Love you
Hold on.
guys.
Is it next week?
Next week?
We will announce
All right.
a possible additional date coming soon.
All right. That's
All
what's
right,
up.
guys.
Ladies, have a good one.
Good night.
Live long and prosper.